right, welcome to yet another fabulous Saturday night news and nonsense. And there's no Total OS today. How you doing, Matthew?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Did you have your coffee today?
I did not.
Did you have your bowl of cockaloombi cereal?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Did you even see that? If you guys don't know what we're talking about, you got to go on cupoflinux.com and go in the off-topic section. And I think there's a topic there titled something to the effect of "You'll never think of breakfast the same way again" or something like that. MIT tackled Earth's atmosphere to give the moon broadband. Now, Matthew, for the life of me, I can't figure out why they would want to have internet on the moon. 4 transmitting telescopes in the New Mexico desert, just 6 inches in diameter, can give satellite orbiting the moon faster internet access than many U.S. homes get. Boo! The telescopes from the earthbound end of the experimental laser link demonstrate faster communication with spacecraft and possible future bases on the moon and Mars. Researchers from Massachusetts Institute of Technology will give details about the system and its performance next month at a conference of the Optical Society.
I think they're doing this to prepare for the Mars mission for colonizing Mars.
Oh, that is a possibility, yeah.
Well, you know those politicians in the White House, they have to be able to Skype with their alien friends.
Yep.
What the heck did I do with my foil hat?
Yeah, really. CoreOS Linux distro lands on the Google Cloud platform. Designed for massive server deployments, CoreOS consumes less than 200 megabytes of working memory per instance. CoreOS, a new lightweight distribution customized for massive server deployments, has found a home on the Google Cloud platform, giving organizations an easy way to test and use the software for their clusters and distributed computer programs. CoreOS will be offered in the Google Cloud alongside other Linux distributions, such as Debian, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and SUSE.
Is this going to be one of those OSs that you have to build from source like Slackware?
Yeah, they're going to make you build Arch on the cloud and then deploy it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they'd do something like that, but say, Matthew, didn't you say there was some news about the sun coming up in the east earlier today or something?
Yeah, you know, it's the strangest thing. You know, the sun is coming up in the east tomorrow. I mean, who knew? And the sky is blue, and I just learned that I was an idiot.
Okay. All right. Well, looks like Google is looking to bring internet to everybody for free. Google's Project Loon tests move to LTE band in Nevada. Now, this is older news, but somebody told me about this last night on YouTube, and I thought it was a bunch of horse stable, that Google is putting all these balloons up in the air, and I did a search on it, and they even have a YouTube channel explaining this. And basically what they're doing is they're going to be floating all of these balloons up into the stratosphere. Okay, that's higher than where airplanes fly. And basically, these balloons are going to be transmitting internet to everybody that has one of these Google receivers. And this technology will bring like 3G speeds to people that have no internet access at all. So this could mean a lot for developing or third world countries that don't have internet. You know, students would be able to take classes online thanks to this service. But this is something they're planning to have worldwide, where everybody would be able to have access to the internet. And I'm just dying to think, once they have something like this set up, I'm just really dying to see the CEO of Comcast's face when everybody drops Comcast or all of these other internet services, if they're able to get internet out to everyone for free. How do you guys see it?
I see that as a great step forward.
Do these balloons have NSA written on the side of them? I'm just curious.
You never know. Well, the thing is, Mother Google is going to be, they're providing the service and that sort of thing. And I'm sure I'm thinking it's going to be an advertising-driven nightmare, where if you use an ad blocker or something like that, because, come on, they got to pay for this somehow. So I'm imagining that this is going to be a wonderful marketing and email, and spam opportunity for people, So, yeah.
Maybe holographic projections of advertisements in the clouds, eh?
Go ahead.
It's going to be AOL all over again.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I just wonder how they're going to get past the roadblock hurdles of here in the United States, at least, of the Federal Aviation Administration and the Federal Communications Commission, because we're talking about airspace and spectrum issues here. I know Google's got deep enough pockets to lobby those outfits to get that type of approval. The question is, does Time Warner, does Comcast, does Verizon, altogether, do they have deeper pockets to push it the other way to prevent it?
I think it's going to be that. It's going to be a huge fight with Comcast, Verizon, and Time Warner against this. They might just try to come up with a single super corporation to fight it if it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think they opened up a big can of worms with that, but only time will tell. Let's go ahead and move on. You guys have heard of the Unreal Engine, haven't you? That powers a lot of games. Well, Linux is becoming a first-class member of the Unreal Engine family, and that is from the OMG Ubuntu website. While Unreal Tournament's return to Linux was good news for gamers, developers could have been left with subpar tooling that would make it harder for indie developers and large game studios alike to justify the effort to adapt their complex workflows over to Linux. But in a blog post earlier this week, Epic outlined their plan to make Linux and SteamOS as easy to target for its developers on Windows and OS X as most of other platforms that the engine supports. So that's great news. What does that mean? More games and more happy joy to the Linux community.
Yes, I do. I believe that's going to be a great step forward when it comes to gaming on Linux.
Right, and China's in the game here. I don't know if we talked about this last week, so if I rehash, sorry, talk to the hand. China has issued a ban on Windows 8 being used on official government computers in a move that may hasten adoption of open source alternatives in the country. Microsoft's latest operating system said to have continually struggled to find a foothold in China, where more than 50% of desktop computers will still run on the 13-year-old Windows XP. China's Central Government Procurement Center issued the edict banning Windows 8 from being used on government computers last week as part of a notice on the use of energy-saving products.
Isn't China one of the biggest places of copyright infringement and stealing things like Windows XP? Because there was one time, like 5 years ago, that I downloaded a Windows XP ISO, and it was just full of viruses. That's how one of my hard drives got destroyed.
It's really funny because I was reading a document several years ago that Microsoft was saying, well, if they're pirating software, at least they're pirating our software. So, and that just goes right back to what we were just talking about earlier. They want to keep everybody locked in a walled garden and that sort of thing. So, and the thing is, with all the backdoors and Lord knows what else they have in their software, really, do you want to really trust Windows? But speaking of Microsoft, we have another one. And you guys are going to think that I'm talking a bunch of BS here, but this is from the Linux Insider website. Microsoft opens.NET.
Hey, cool. I'd like to release the source code for DOS 1 and 2.0 and Word 1 and 2.0.
Microsoft recently established a .NET Foundation and open sourced substantial parts of the popular programming language, continuing to spread its newfound love for open source software. However, it's another movement that may be more of a driving factor in Microsoft's .NET move. And this brings back a popular quote made by Linus Torvalds himself. And the quote is, "If Microsoft ever does applications for Linux, it means I've won."
Exactly.
All right. Okay, let me see here. There's some more nonsense news. I got
one for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I stumbled upon this the other day. Solar freaking roadways. There's an Indiegogo project out there with this husband and wife engineering team. They've actually figured out how to turn paved roads into solar roads using these octagonal shaped replaceable solar panels. And these solar panels can do a lot of things. They have LEDs in them, so they can just program in road signs, lines on the road. They can just type into a computer and reprogram the entire configuration of a parking lot. And you have just thousands of miles of roads all across the country absorbing heat from the sun. So turning them into solar panels would actually produce 5 times more energy per year than we actually use. This is a really cool project, actually. It can detect animals on the road and warn you ahead of time by changing the lines on the road, getting you to steer away from them. It's really, really cool. You guys should really check it out.
But my question, Matthew, is what if it's a 2-lane road and there's oncoming traffic and the lines on the road are moving towards this 10-ton truck heading your way?
I don't know. Well, they did say that these things were also heated, so it could melt ice and snow without having to use snowplows. So maybe you could just make it really hot and then in the burning feet of whatever animal standing on it would make them move.
So not only are they using this to generate power, the practical power that people can use. Now they're making venison jerky on our highways.
Wow!
Out there, might as well put it to use.
Gives new meaning to the concept of roadkill. Not only do you have roadkill, but you have road grill.
Yeah, road grill, highway bake.
Yeah.
The roadkill grill. I love it. All right, I got some nonsense news. I was on Slashdot earlier, and I really don't know if this is true, but somebody posted an article stating that Microsoft is paying $2, and this is in Brazil. They're paying $2 in Skype call credits to anybody in Brazil who switches their default search engine to Bing and puts MSN as their homepage.
Oh, screw that.
That tells you how much Bing sucks. They got to pay people to use it.
I know. I almost spit my tea on my computer screen when I read that because I thought that if it's true, Microsoft's already done enough damage. They can't buy love from people. They're gonna, they couldn't get me to switch over to Bing if they gave me $200.
I would only use Bing if they were to pay me $55 million. That's the lowest I would take.
Say, didn't in one of my videos I says, Bing, that sounds like something you do when you stick your finger in your nose and you bring out the green stuff, and hit somebody in the face with it.
Yeah.
Well, Bing's sensor doesn't work as well as Google's sensor, so it does have one good use.
Honestly, I'd rather let Google spy on me than Microsoft. So, yeah.
All right, here's something else in the technology world. And this comes from rndmag.com. And there's a video on YouTube. Just do a search for robots transform into furniture, and you'll see this. This is something that could actually potentially be useful, and I thought this was nonsense. Robots transform into furniture, but they've got these little sphere-like robots that can join together and form into furniture and that sort of thing. And can you just imagine walking into the home of the future and just press a button on the wall and convert a TV room, for instance, into like a large dining area, and the robots would just automatically reconfigure themselves and turn into new furniture pieces. I thought that was kind of interesting stuff to see. So, go ahead.
Well, what happens when those robots become self-aware and they decide that they need to take care of you and they don't let you out of your house?
I don't leave my house anyway, so I'll be all right.
Robo-apocalypse.
They become self-aware. But yeah, they have these little retractable claws. They can latch onto things and stuff or other pieces. And it's really cool to see this because, one of these little bots will, have 3 pieces attached to them. The bottom one will bend them up and, fold them in different directions and everything. And I just can't imagine how, you have to see the video to really get the gist of that. So, yeah. Okay. One more piece, and then I guess we'll call it a night here. There's a study that shows that red wine shows promise as a cavity fighter. For anyone searching for another reason to enjoy a glass of red wine with dinner, here's a good one. A new study has found that red wine, as well as grapeseed extract, could potentially help prevent cavities. They say that in their report, which appears in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, could lead to the development of natural products that ward off dental disease with fewer side effects.
Well, hey, if you guys didn't know, white wine counteracts red wine. So if you spill red wine on a white shirt, just spill white wine on it. There you go.
Well, all my teeth are going to fall out from gingivitis anyway, so I don't really care about any of this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've already lost most of my teeth anyway, so and I haven't had a drink since December. My last drink was on December 1st of 2009. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be using any wine for my teeth, and that sort of thing. And I wonder, does it really have to be a really nice, Merlot wine, or can you substitute it with something a little bit better like Mad Dog 2020?
I think it comes in a box.
Francia.
Those boxed wines, yeah. First time I saw those was back during the Reagan administration. I saw wine being sold in the box in Italy, and I thought that was just a little too much, Boxed wine? I had never seen it here in the States. And, so, well.
They've got canned wine now.
You serve that in the fine crystal, the one that used to be jelly jars?
Wait a minute. They've got wine in cans now, so you got to take a can opener and open it. It's got to taste like the can, man.
No,
I think they call that Grape Juice Plus.
No, it's like a beer can. You just pop the top. There you go.
Well, I'll be. All right. Well, this has been a quite unusual news and nonsense report. Thanks to everybody that's here. Brian, Linux Book Pro, Lord Shadowwing, Matthew Moore, and thank you all of you who are listening in the listening room. It's been great having you all with us, and we'll have another news and nonsense report next week right after our Linux Zoo Crew podcast. Details on that are at the linuxdistrocommunity.com or on the cupoflinux.com forum. All right. Well, thank you again, and we will catch you all next time. Peace out.